So, Sonia, after all this time in Israel, is there one thing you're gonna put in your suitcase before you leave from Israel? What would be that thing?
I would take the chutzpah. I would take it with me because it's part of myself now. When I came, I didn't have it. I was way too polite, waiting for my turn. And
that
what
never comes, right?
That never comes, and you never have a chance to speak. So chutzpah is what I'm loving it here. I think it brings the wow and the difference, and it's in my suitcase with me.
There you have it. So you got it. So let's start.
דברים שלמדתי מנשים מצליחות עם ענבל מצנה.
ברוכים הבאים לדברים שלמדתי מנשים מצליחות. אני ענבל מצנה, מאמנת ומנטורית, ובאתי לפה ללמוד מנשים מצליחות, מה מניע אותם, מה מפחיד אותם, מה מעכב אותם, ומתי יעזו להגיד לעצמם, אני אישה מצליחה. שותפות שלי לפודקאסט הם סופרסונז מיוזמת חנה רדו, עסק חברתי שפועל לקידום נוכחות נשית שוויונית. והאורחת שלי היום היא סוניה נסטסה. היא עזבה את רומניה בשביל פרק חדש בישראל, עם מנכ"ל נספרסו ישראל, והיא עושה את זה ביד בטוחה ובלב פתוח. היא אישה שחיה קפה, נושמת חדשנות וקיימות, ומאמינה שחוויה קטנה משנה לנו את כל היום. עכשיו היא מסיימת את הפרק כאן, ופותחת דף חדש כמנכ"ל נספרסו הולנד. So, hi, Sonia.
Hi, Anbal.
Great to have you here.
Great to be here.
Thank you so much for coming. So, you know, I warned you. I gave you a heads up before we start.
Yes.
My first coach question. So, what are those 3 turning points that made you the woman you are today? What would you say?
I thought of it, and I would start by the year of 85.
1985.
1985,
So-
before Nespresso, 1 year before Nespresso was officially born, that was 86.
Okay.
I was having my first exam in my life in my communist Romania.
Okay.
My first exam was to enter the high school. At
The
that
high
time,
school
we
you
had an
wanted.
exam.
Okay.
And by that time, I wanted to become a nurse. That
Okay.
was my way of entering the world with love, with caring for humanity.
For others.
And it was a failure.
You failed.
I failed big time.
Oh my God. How dramatic was it?
It was very dramatic because first it hurt the ego. I was very, I am very, the people that know me, they can say that I'm trusting my knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
I have self-confidence. So it really hurt me very bad.
So that was the first time
That
you said to
was-
yourself,
I'm not what I think I am.
maybe I'm not who I thought I was.
Yes.
So,
So that was the first experience
and
that taught me the first lesson that
which
I
is?
take with me, preparation. Don't go anywhere you're not prepared for.
Mhm.
So from that moment, I'm preparing myself.
You make sure you're ready.
And I think that's the first thing, that I'm always prepared, or try to be prepared as much as I can be.
As I can.
That's from there it comes
What
the
an important
perfectionist
lesson.
and the fact that I don't like to be caught in the unready mood.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my first
My
lesson.
first stop. Okay. You might fail, so be ready. Make sure
Yes.
you're ready and prepared.
Yes. The second
The
lesson
second?
was also connected to what I experienced as a failure. And it was my first opportunity to be promoted. It was in hotel industry.
Okay.
I was the best sales person in the company, and I thought I should get the sales manager role. That was normal.
Yeah, it seems obvious. I'm so good at sales.
I'm perfect in sales. I sell everything. So why not to be the manager of the division?
Right. How old were you?
I was very young. It was in my first few years.
Mm-hmm. So
of
20
experience.
something.
25, something like that.
Okay.
And I thought it's mine.
Mhm.
And it wasn't.
And you didn't get it.
The second time when my ego was in the floor, really, I had to think a lot why I didn't get it. Of course, I had some explanations, but I think what I took with me is the fact that it took me to introspection. I really needed to be with myself and say, look, what I'm doing now. Am I acting from a pride and egocentric way and say, no, I'm not staying and I'm looking for something else?
I'm insulted, my ego is broken.
Or I say, what's in it for me in this job? What do I really love? Do I still have it or not? And what I found at that time, and I'm happy that I did, was that I loved my job. And actually, I enjoyed more being on the field, so being a field sales person, than sitting in the office and doing administration. And I found love and I stayed with the company. I grew with the company. It was Hilton at that time, the place where I learned how to give service, how to listen to the customer, how to wow the customer. And I stayed for 6 years.
So even though you didn't get what you wanted, you understood the questions that you needed to ask yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. What is good? The thing that I'm always asking to myself now when I encounter something that I feel it's a failure or something that I don't like, and I'm very stubborn and I'm very keen to get my stuff.
Yeah.
I always ask, what's in it? What do I have to learn? What's the good side on this bad story? There is always a good side of the bad story.
What's my lesson here?
What's my lesson?
my
and you
take?
always see it.
Yes. So, but how did you manage to stay in Hilton with the same people that didn't give you the job? What made you, handle the ego?
The love for what I did. I was really suited for the job. I love customers. I love talking to people. I love being with people.
Right.
So by feeling so authentic, so belonging to the place, I didn't need to look outside, and I didn't.
And from your two answers, I learned something really important about you, that you're so honest. Not a lot of successful women sat here, and the first two things they were talking about are failures. So that's another thing that I learned about you, that you're easy to admit your failures. You're fine with it, right? You're not embarrassed.
I would say failures equal findings about self, which I think it's we take in our luggage and we go in life with more power, with more knowledge.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, and you want to look at it,
yeah.
right? You look at your failure and admit it and admit the lessons.
I think you learn so much more out of failure than out of the success. I never learned out of the success. Or not as much.
Not as much,
Not
but
as much.
it's nicer.
Yeah, of course.
It's more
of
fun.
Course.
Oh, and what's the third?
And the third was the courage to move here.
Oh my God, that needs a lot of courage.
In an age where I proved myself, where career-wise, I was doing great. I was acknowledged. Why should I go? Why should I take it a bit from zero, I would say.
So why did you do that, really?
Why do I need to take my daughter that at the time was 14 and didn't want to move and say, look, we are moving in 1 month. It was very fast.
So what made you move? What was your inner voice?
I always wanted to have this experience by
when
living
you say
abroad.
This, living abroad, you mean?
Living
somewhere else.
Yes. Seeing that you are capable of doing things, that your knowledge is valid in some other place, that you can learn and find yourself, that you can bring value to a different place, not to, and what I try to look for something that would bring me challenge, I think staying in a status quo doesn't bring anything. So I said, okay, if not now, when? And I took my daughter and moved in May 2021.
Wow.
When I had the pleasure to experience both Corona and the war. Because on 10th of May, I had my first experience with the siren. And with looking for the mamad. Where is it? And what do I need to do? What do I need to dress during the night? So
yes, you need to wear a bra, honey.
You need to wear something decent and be prepared.
To see your neighbors, right? Yeah, so that's as Israeli as it gets. But so what did your daughter say when you sat down with her and said, listen, you know Israel on the map? We're going to go there.
Yes, I invited her to a brunch in a nice place. Looked on my phone on some beautiful Tel Aviv pictures.
Beach, to show her the beach.
So look what you say about this. And she said, you know, Mom, I don't like sea. I'm a mountain personality. So she was very negative.
She was very negative.
Was as negative as it can get, a 14 years old.
Okay, and 14 years old, they know how to be negative.
She was very negative, but she still has very much respect and never says no. So she came, she didn't oppose it, but she didn't embrace it at that time. From that time to now, there is a beautiful love story that we both share with this country and especially with its people.
Wow, that's amazing. What would you say is the one thing you learned about yourself living in Israel?
I've learned many things, but the one that I really I'm so happy and grateful is finding my authentic self. I think what this country brings to you is embracing who you are. You really need to be who you are. You cannot play it. You are confronted with this directiveness, with this chutzpah, with this that you cannot hide, you cannot put layers on yourself. So I obviously had myself polished. Yeah. And when I came here, I said, wow, it's so good to be myself. And it's so easy.
Is it easier?
It's easier. It's easier because you're not putting barriers. It took a time because I thought, as we all do, that we are not good enough. I'm not good enough. Why should I show my warmth? Why should I show my vulnerability? And here I learned how to show it because that was the way through opening up with my vulnerability was the opening door to the Israeli souls, which in the beginning are very tough. And you really need to listen. You really need to bring yourself to the table. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
But would you say that, vulnerability in the business world, do they go together?
Yes.
In what way?
In the way that you need to be sincere. Like for me, vulnerability is sincerity.
Okay.
Do
you have an example?
As I bring, I think I have many. As long as I bring myself and of course I'm genuinely interested in people and interested in success. So the first moment I joined my team here was with open cards, really open cards. I came here not to take anyone else's job, but to have success. And moreover, to have success with you, with the team. So I was very sincere, say, look, I need to learn with you. In the company, they were only speaking Hebrew. I was the first expat to the team. Yeah. So I really needed to open up and say, look, this is who I am. This is what I bring. And this is what I want from you to make it happen. I'm here for you. I'm very team player. I'm a very strong player. And I genuinely care for people development. And this is what I did. And this is what I will leave here as a legacy. People development, people grew. Cherishing everyone, with their individuality, with their powers, really being someone behind that push people forward.
Yeah, and to the front. So, would you say that being brave and having courage is something that you usually do, or that was very different for you?
I usually do.
You
But
take,
in the way you do it, it's differently. Here was much more vocal,
yeah.
much more
What did your
authentic.
family and friends think about your move to Israel in Romania?
Lately, they were very concerned because obviously
course.
of what's going on for the last 2 years, what we
We're
are
also
going through.
concerned.
But I have to tell you that whenever I went back home to visit my mom, I was really looking forward coming back, because whenever something happens, is you feel you need to be with your crowd, with your tribe. And for me, my house is where my people are, which is here. So I always went, but really being eager to come back, and whatever happens, to be with the people, because they expect you to be there. And I was with them. I was crying and laughing with the people here.
You know, I think it's the Dalai Lama that said it, that where your friends are,
Yeah,
it's your land, and where
For
you're
sure.
loved, that's your home.
for sure.
So-
My daughter, when we were going in we have our house,
Yeah.
because it's not a home, in Bucharest, Romania. So we
Okay.
were going there, and the second day she was saying, "When do we go home? I miss home. I
Home.
want to go back home." Home being Israel, home being her friends, home being rented apartment. That's now home. And when she came a few months ago, she opened the door of the apartment and said, "Wow, it's so good to be home."
So good to be home.
So this is home.
How it's changed. So you grew up in Romania. So how was your childhood like?
It was not easy. It was really a childhood full of and it was we were lacking many things.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say most of it, and this is why, again, I'm so enthusiastically appreciate democracy now and liberty, because this is something we didn't have. And
What did it mean as a child?
as
What
a
does
child,
that
meaning
mean?
not being able to listen to foreign music,
Mm-hmm.
not being able to talk freely, not being able to say your own thoughts, being very well supervised, and everything that was given to you was very well polished. Like, we had TV for 1 hour and a half, where we saw only what we should see.
By the
So
leaders?
nothing from outside. Was very closed system, where everything was very well watched. And I got this very late in my years, why my parents were so afraid, because if any one of our neighbors would hear that, you would listen, for instance, that was a radio channel called Free Europe,
Okay.
that you would listen to the free world.
Did you know
But you
about
would do
it?
I knew about it and I was listening, but that you were doing it outside of the law. So if someone would hear it, or you would speak about it, you would
You get
go
into
to jail.
trouble.
You would go to jail,
Oh, okay.
because that
For
was
listening to the radio.
For listening to radio, for talking against the regime.
Did your parents in the house talk against the regime?
They did,
What
but
was-
very, very subtle. Very subtle. They were satiric things, but everything was very subtle, because they were very afraid. There was forced labor. They were like, anyone could be taken away without any explanation, and you would never come back.
Do you remember living in worry, in fear? That's something you...
In fear less, because I was 17, and and you don't have really fear at 17.
You're fearless.
But I remember not having, not having enough food, not having enough warmth. It was very cold. They would stop electricity, so you would have like electricity times that you would not have hot water, you would not have electricity. And the winters at that time were really tough. So I remember having a very minimalistic childhood, with no toys, with books I had, and that was my lucky part. I read a lot of books in my life where it was in books, but lacking shoes, you didn't find anything. You would like, for everything you were queuing. I remember queuing for bread, queuing for milk, queuing for everything.
So as a child, did you understand that not all the world is like that?
And you understand? No, but what I understood, and I don't know how, that this is not right.
You knew, you had an inner feeling.
You have always an inner feeling on what is right and what is wrong. And I felt that this is not right. This is not right for me to compose. We were forced to compose poems for the Ceausescu.
For Ceausescu.
So you would need to go and play, sing, and we would go to the school and open the book. The front page was his picture.
But is there something you take from your childhood now that you take with you?
I would say I took the inner strength. I always knew that it will be over. That I need to have patience, and I need to fight for myself, to have a voice, to have patience. The things will come, and what I will never forget is the revolution where a lot of people almost my age, 18 plus, they were killed. So that's something that I would always carry with me, the courage that the young people, because actually the revolution was made out of students of young people that just gave their life to the next generations and to the future.
So I hear you're a very optimistic person, right? Like you have an inner feeling that things will be better.
Yes, I had to.
You had to.
Yes.
And the house you grew up in, your parents, were they optimistic people?
Not so much. And I was judgmental, but now when I think of the lives they had, which were absolutely terrible, I don't know how they made it. And for them, the key was that me and my sisters would go to school and learn. And they were always saying, your passport is your university and your school. So be better, learn your stuff. And that was the school, and learning was the key pillar in our family.
Were they right? Do you think?
I think yes. I think continuous learning is key. I think curiosity and continuous learning is key. To happiness, to learning, to being of value.
I'm speaking with a lot of successful women, obviously, and they a lot talk about, the challenge of balancing between motherhood and their career. And they talk, some of them talk about the fact that it feels impossible sometimes. And there's a big price to pay. So do you feel that you paid a price in some way?
For sure. Time with her was not always as much as I wanted, especially in her young years. I worked a lot, and she was a lot with my mom that helped me raising her.
Right, because you're a single mom as well?
Yes, right. I divorced many years ago. So she had to learn to be by herself, but I think gave us a lot of strength in our relationship, because she knows that whatever you achieve is not easy. So she had her stuff to do. She had her school that I never interfere. I said, this is your stuff.
Okay.
It's your chapter.
Not like your parents.
Not like my parents. I never looked at her grades. I was lucky her grades were always great, and she was a very serious student. But I said, this is your thing. This is your thing.
So you say the price you paid is mostly in time.
Yes.
In time. It's not as much as you'd like it to be. Is there a moment in your career that you felt this is a personal growth moment? Something big is happening here more than, what it seems at first. Is there a moment like that?
I think what connects me to what I do here is the connection with the land. Mm-hmm. And if I remember from my childhood what I took for my grandmother that had a farm, and what I remember my most wonderful moments of my childhood where I felt freedom. Mm-hmm. The only time I felt freedom was in the courtyard of my grandmother in somewhere in the south of Romania.
Okay. She had a farm?
She had a small farm, and everything they were eating was from their land, like tomatoes. And I remember like this size of tomato that I would walk barefoot, eating the tomato without being washed, with salt, and that was the most amazing food I ever had. And then they had grapes. Mm-hmm. They were growing grapes, and I would participate to the harvesting of the grapes. Okay, yeah. That was really fun.
Would they do wine
yeah,
from
they did wine every year. Yeah, and they had quite a big a place where they would grow grapes. Yeah. So when I realized that Nespresso is about growing coffee, and growing coffee is about so much connection to the land, so much passion, so much caring. And my last and the most amazing experience I had 1 month ago when I was having my biggest prize and visiting farms in Brazil, from where we purchase coffee. Mm-hmm. And when you say you work for a global organization, you say, they are the farmers, and this is you, and you're big and important. And when I saw the farms, I say, you know what? They are the most important.
Because what did you see there? What did you see?
I saw so much knowledge and so much care and so much professionality. I thought farming is something, not so sophisticated. Yeah. But when you go to Brazil, where the farms are huge, are really huge, you see families that do farming since they know themselves.
They're professionals in farming.
And you see the new generation embracing coffee farming, which is not easy, which has huge challenges. And what I really loved was about this young farmer. They really do high grading coffee, like a 70 plus. And he was talking about how he does regenerative agriculture, and he showed us, and he was showing how they plant banana trees to support the humidity of the land, because what's happening now in Brazil is less and less water during the year, and obviously the crops are suffering out of that. So what they do is have this regenerative agriculture, which they embrace not because Nespresso is asking them to, but because they think of the future. Right. And he showed us basically that when there is drought, they cut the trees and they lay it on the ground, and it keeps the humidity inside. It's like such a good protection for the humidity. Yeah. And he sees the difference between his farm and the other farms that are not doing it. And what I thought is also very nice, all the crops that they get from bananas, they give it to the workers of the farm. Right. They sell it and they split the profit, and I think that's something so nice to do.
So when you were there and you see those farmers and you realize how important they are, much more important than you are, right?
Definitely.
So what did you learn about yourself in Brazil? What did you learn?
Learning is continuous. That you should really look in everyone and see what can I learn from them.
So what do you say is your most unique quality that made it a success? What's about you that made it happen?
I find the way to communicate with people.
Mhm.
Like when I came here, I was a stranger amongst the same company, but very, very different because it was very local. So I had to make people understand me, and I think I'm a good listener.
Yeah.
And I try to show my empathy to them and say, look, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm not
And
here for myself.
how
Because success is
Yeah.
with people. It's never
did
alone.
people really embrace that?
Yes. No, I remember the first time I entered the offices.
Yeah.
The smile and the way that they come to me and say, if you need something, and the fact that they always were helpful, like where do you find the vet, where do you go to eat, where I would always open my phone and have a lot of WhatsApps with where can you buy flowers, where can you get this, without asking. My first week, people were reminding that I would ask them.
They
of
think
something.
about you.
They were thinking about me. Not to mention the way people invite you to their homes, which
that
is so
unique?
unique. It's so
Yeah.
unique. It's so unique. Yes.
Did you think twice about going?
No.
So for a Friday night meal, was it?
For a Friday night, for many dinners on all the occasions, on Sukkot or Rosh Hashanah, on every celebration, every moment, every wedding, I was there.
What do you think stops women from promoting in the business world? What stops us?
I think ourselves. First is ourselves. We really need to ask for it. We really need to push for it. And there was always a saying in our team, when you grow people, you don't grow them. They need to grow themselves as well. So the thing that I'm always telling them, don't wait that your manager or whoever is telling you. You need to make sure you have a plan and you talk about it. Where is my next step? What could be my next step? What do I need to do for my next step? What do I need to learn? Can I get a project so I can prove you I can do more? So it's a two to tango.
Yeah, it takes two to tango.
And you should ask for it.
Ask for what you want.
Ask for what you want. Do projects. Show that you can do it. Show signs of success.
Are you good with this, to say what you want?
Now, yes. Now, yes.
You got better.
I got so much better, yeah, but I wasn't. I was very...
What taught you that? A lesson you learned?
Life, because I hate waiting. So now I said, okay, if you hate waiting, better ask. It's the closing, the easiest way to close the gap. And here I cannot not say about what we learn from Israeli customers, which are so demanding, but so they know so much what they want and how they want it. And I appreciate so much. It's not easy because they are really vocal and they love you and they hate you in the same time. But this struggle, what is in between this love and hate, is amazing because it's such a big learning experience. And how much you can show love. The Israelis show love by arguing. Because you want to say, and we always say in customer service that the biggest gift you can ever get is a complaint. Because complaints means that someone cares. Someone is telling you, I don't want to leave, but you need to change this and this and this. And Nespresso in Israel is a genuine love story, and we are continuously learning. We are continuously seeing how Israelis embraced novelties, like whatever we launch, we have the highest penetration rate amongst many countries when it comes to something that we just launched. Like we launched now what we call functional coffee plus vitamins, coffee plus B12, or what I was just saying to you, arpeggio extra with extra caffeine. When you say it's something new, everyone tries it.
We love new stuff.
Yes, definitely. Cold is also a big trend. And loyalty is so important, like doing things to show that you care, doing things that you are close to customer and you listen.
But I love this view that you have that Israelis show they care by arguing.
Yeah. Yes.
That's so tiring, my God.
Yeah, but
it's exhausting.
It's a love declaration.
It's a love declaration.
Like you would see it in your family with your kids. You argue because you care about them.
Yeah, if you don't care, you ignore.
And the customer that doesn't argue is the lost customer. They go outside of the door and they don't tell you anything.
How many of the rooms you're in, you're the only woman? Are there any rooms like that?
In our company, no. It's a very balanced. We are equal, men and women. We don't look in hiring either or, but this is how we came to it. The management, coming from the top management, we are very equal.
So you don't feel unique in being a woman?
In the company, no.
But you know, when I look at, there was a few months ago, a list of Tel Aviv top 100 executives.
Yes.
And I think there were 3 women out of 100.
Yeah. There's still room to grow.
What do we do wrong?
I don't think we do something wrong, but we need to help each other. I think the women should stay together more, should keep themselves together and keep the back to each other.
Keep each other's back.
And I think more helping each other. I think men, also here, I see men more helping each other than women helping each other. Maybe it's the army, maybe it's something else. But I think if we would be more together and more pushing each other in front, I think the numbers will look better.
So, make sure you're part of a women's group. Solidarity.
Women's solidarity.
Yeah. Was there a moment that you felt you're a successful woman? Do you feel it?
When I see the team growing, I promote a lot of people, and I love doing that because I have like a sentiment of proud. I was in this person journey, and hopefully they will remember me by building together this journey. So I have so many examples of people that I felt they have some spark inside, and I invested in them with my time, with my coaching, with my trust, by promoting them, by pushing them to the highest limits. And I'm very demanding, and I'm pushing them not in the nicest, easier way, but as long as they got that what I'm trying to get from them is the highest form of themselves, what was my greatest success, and it is my greatest success. Seeing people successors, seeing people following me, seeing people achieving their goals is the biggest success.
And you feel it?
I do feel it, yes.
Everyone has someone that opened the door for them.
Yeah. So
do you remember who opened the door for you?
A lot of people that gave me the trust. From the people that hired me, I didn't have anything to prove, but they say, I have a feeling that you can do it. From my professors, a lot of people that gave me the trust. And for me, to give trust is giving love, because you give trust before you have signs of trust. You cannot have signs of
before you have proof.
So it's like, I'm giving you the trust. This is the highest gift that you can give to someone. And I think it pays off so much, especially in promoting young people, in showing, yes, I know you would be able to do it big time.
So what's an advice you will give, your younger self, the young Sonia, if you could speak to her when she was 21, 22, what advice would you give her?
Not to wait too much. I was waiting too long for things. Like I was maybe too patient. I would say, I'm too young. I need to wait a bit more. I would do it faster, even in the career, or I would say things faster, being more vocal, saying what I think and not waiting for approvals.
What's the last thing you've learned? A new thing that you've learned?
Wow. Now getting the offer to go for Netherlands caught me in a moment when I didn't want to leave. I was very stubborn to stay a bit longer. And it confronted me to that side of me that's really doesn't like to change.
Doesn't like a change?
No.
How do you say that about yourself? You moved from one place
but
to another.
when I wanted, so I said, no, not now. Why do you want to take me now? I want to stay a bit longer. I want to enjoy some peaceful moments. I was not ready to go, so I had to challenge myself and say, okay, what's good in it? Can you find 3 things that are good in this? Let's write it down and let's be positive about this. So finding positivity in a very stubborn moment.
Yeah. So what's the 3 good things about moving?
It was the war, and I didn't want to hear of any change. I was so into fighting mood.
Yeah.
It was really on the war time in June.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not leaving. First, you don't take me out of the war. You don't do that with someone.
Why? What do you mean?
Because it's
maybe
belonging.
It's a save for you.
No, because it's like you take someone when they're fighting. And it's the worst time to taking them out.
Of the team.
Of the team. You don't tell me you're taking me out of a war because I lose my my sense of belonging, my sense of pride. I don't want to live living because of the war. So I had to calm myself down and say, look, listen, it's not about the war. It's just a coincidence. This is when the job is available for you. Nothing to do with the war. So just calm yourself down. Take the stress that you have with the war and see it pragmatically. See the good side. So that's...
Yeah. I must say that it's not obvious that you choose to stay when you have the option not to stay through this war. What makes you stay here? What made you stay?
I think is the love I find here. I have so many friends. I have, despite of everything, such a joyful life. The laughing here is really a true joy.
Yeah.
It's not fake. It's something that the parties, the way you go out here is with such a joy that you don't find it somewhere else.
It's priceless.
Yeah, it's like you cry, but then the second day you turn the face to smiling and to let's find the good side of life. And there is always...
Once again, you're the optimistic. I look at it and I say, oh my God, it's such a crazy place. One day you cry, one day you're happy, but you love it.
But it's very alive. It's really, I think I felt the most alive in my life.
Yeah,
and I'm grateful because you feel like every second you're alive. You're not feeling like, do I need to punch myself to feel alive? No. Here.
Yeah, there's no question about it.
Which is amazing.
What is there one take you want our listeners to take from this conversation? One last thing that you want to say, that you want to make sure?
I think what I see in my team many times is that they forget how amazing they are. So don't forget how amazing you are.
Don't forget how amazing.
Strong you are and how beautiful you are. Because this is what I've learned here. This is what I've learned from people here. There is so much love, there is so much enthusiasm, there is so much courage. And sometimes people forget how amazing they are.
We need to see it in ourselves.
Yes, yes.
I'll do my best to remember that. So where do you go from here? Where do you go now? To the office?
To my next meeting.
To your next meeting. I'm gonna speak to my sister and tell her all about our conversation.
Great.
So
Say
thank
hello
you, Sonia,
to your
so
sister.
much. I really
Thanks.
appreciate it.
And I will be back. I'm every 2 months. I promise I will be here on Tel Aviv beach or
So
having.
see you on the beach.
See you on the beach and
Thank
be
you
well.
so much.
Thank
Good luck.
You. Thank you.
שלום.
שלום אחותי.
ובכן, אני אחרי הראיון הראשון שלי באנגלית עם סוניה נסטסה.
וואי, זהו, בינלאומי.
בינלאומי, ושם יש לה גם שם מחייב והכל והכל. תקשיבי, משהו מהפכני. האישה הזאת, 2 צמתים ראשונים שלה, בוחרת כישלונות. מה את אומרת על הדבר הזה?
כישלונות ל2 צמתים ראשונים. כבר ברור לי שזו אישה עם חוסן.
נכון? אין, אישה לא סתם. והיא סיפרה שהיא לא הצליחה להתקבל לתיכון שהיא רצתה, ברומניה בתקופת צ'אוצ'סקו, זה כאילו הכי ביג דיל שבעולם. והדבר שהיא למדה מזה, זה בואי מוכנה. לאן שאת לא הולכת, מה שאת לא רוצה, בואי מוכנה. ואני אגיד לך מה, היא למדה את זה בגיל 14, היא עכשיו בת 53-54, את יודעת איך היא באה לראיון איתי? היא ביקשה שאלות, היא הקשיבה לפרקים, היא עשתה איתי זום לפני כן, רצתה לראות את הפנים שלי, מי אני, מה אני אדבר, שאלה שאלות, התעניינה. באה מוכנה.
באה מוכנה.
בואי מוכנה, אם את רוצה משהו, בואי מוכנה.
בואי מוכנה. זה יפה.
אז זה דבר אחד. והדבר השני שלמדתי ממנה, את יודעת, היא לוקחת כל כך מהישראליות, את הדבר הזה שהיא קוראת לו חוצפה, אבל היא בעצם אומרת, אתם פשוט כאלה אותנטיים, וגם אני למדתי להיות אותנטית, ולהיות אותנטית זה מרגיש כל כך טוב וכל כך נכון. עכשיו, זו אישה שיודעת דבר או שניים על אותנטיות, כי היא גדלה בעולם קומוניסטי שבו אסור לך להגיד את דעתך, ואסור לך לעשות את מה שאת אוהבת, והכל הוא העמדת פנים.
וואו.
ממש התמסרה לדבר הזה, והיא אמרה, תקשיבי, זה משחרר כל כך, וזה נעים כל כך.
זה מעניין, כי יש משהו כל כך אותנטי, בלבוא ולהגיד, צמתים מרכזיים, הנה הכישלונות שלי. איזה אותנטי זה, ולבוא, לא רק להגיד את זה, של כאילו, אני מציגה את עצמי עם הכישלונות שלי, אלא אני אומרת, והמסקנה מזה, זה תבואי מוכנה, זה, כלומר, זה אני נכשלתי פה, זה אני לא באתי מוכנה, זה לא הייתה רצפה עקומה באותה שנה, והכל היה מכור, ואיזה מין איזה מיליון סיפורים שאנחנו מספרות לעצמנו, למה טוב, הפעם לא הלך, לפעמים זה לא זורם. לא, זה אני לא באתי מספיק מוכנה, זה נורא אותנטי להגיד את זה גם, נכון? זה אותנטיות, זה לא רק מה מותר לי להגיד בחוץ, אלא גם מה אני מוכנה להגיד לעצמי.
לעצמי, כן, להיות אמיתית עם עצמך. בקיצור, עפתי עליה, חתיכת אישה חזקה ומרשימה, לכי תקשיבי, זה מה שיש לי להגיד לך.
לא סתם, נספרסו.
What else? יאללה, ביי.
ביי, אוכתי.
עד כאן הדברים שלמדתי היום. אם אהבתם, אתם מוזמנים לדרג, לשתף וכמובן להירשם לפודקאסט. עורכת הפודקאסט אסף מצנה, האיש שלצידי תמיד, וגם כאן. תודה רבה לאולפני ביזי בתל אביב וכמובן לסוויסה שאין כמוהו. ותודה לאחותי הנפלאה שיר רייכר תרמות ולשותפות שלי סופרסון. אז אם אתם עדיין לא חברות, אני ממליצה בחום. אני ענבל מצנה, נשתמע בפעם הבאה.